back for a little bit here. Totally crept up on me. Gosh, like I was saying, crappy weather for a while, and then of course, actually it wasn't crappy weather, it was clear, but the moon was going way overhead. There was no way I was going to stream, so I missed the first part of the moon cycle. And then the weather got lousy, and then it cleared up yesterday, and I went outside, and there was basically an even more full moon, I think, than we have right now. It's already, I feel like it's waning at the top, 99.1%. What's up, friends in the chat? Good to see everybody. I know some more of y'all will join soon. Ryan in North Carolina, what's happening? Right, NC? Debbie Carson, how you doing? Red Rum, enjoying a steak. Genghis Khan, good energy. What else we got? Hot Rod Scott, evening to you. And yeah, Friday night coming in hot right here. Got the stream is super steady. Connection is hot. Camera's hot. Everything's hot. Gonna play a few tunes here and then maybe some live jams. We shall see. Pour myself a drink too. Just went from like working hardcore to being like, oh shit, there's a moon. Let's get on. I think the last stream was almost a month ago. Thanks for your patience, and thanks for picking up some music, whoever it was. Appreciate it. Picked up the whole set on Bandcamp. Thank you so, so much. I haven't written anything or done anything new with the music, but we got enough to go through. Let's keep going with Captain of the Stars, Light of the Moon here. Let me know if you have any requests, and let's take off.
Time
All right, a little bit of light of the zoom over here. What's up, Mick Kahn, and Scott Siegel? Welcome. Yeah, so doing a little bit of zoomage here with the new camera. This is the Sony A7IV, and just one level zoom, digital zoom, and definitely seeing some waviness in the atmosphere, some aberration. Not too bad though. Much clearer than it was last month. And right here I got us zoomed into the wonderful trifecta of Copernicus crater up at the top with its really massive striations, its filaments, or its ejecta, and that's around 100 kilometers across. And then underneath that you got Kepler, seeing a really nice trapezoidal shape behind it, kind of underneath Kepler. Fascinating how Kepler's rays are so mathematical looking. And then to round it off, you've got Aristarchus, one of my favorite features. Aristarchus Plateau, Aristarchus Crater, Schroeder's Valley, Herodotus. They almost feel like they emerged together, but I don't know if we'll really ever know for sure. What's happening, Stuart Ridgway? Dagger Spells, what up, what up? Welcome, happy Friday, y'all. Abracadabra, here comes Rastaman. Exactly. Over and over, catch me if you can. I know it's hard to believe that. I hope I don't get a copyright strike. Cool. So, gotta love that steel pulse. So this is Mare Imbrium, looking amazing right now. Sinus Iridum and Mare Frigoris. Gosh, just remembering all these different parts of the moon. It's been a little bit. Lost Brooklyn, what's happening? Much love, much love. Yeah, so I could talk about electric scarification versus impact theory. I've seen a bunch of the videos that came out recently. I really love that there's some videos I haven't seen yet recently that came out, but that are from Eileen McCusick and this conference that they put on. She was actually on a video call with Victor Wooten talking about sound healing, and she was on another thing that I want to listen to. But watch the Thunderbolts Project videos and love what they're doing there. But I feel like it's one of these things we're slowly moving towards being able to somewhat talk about an electric universe, and it's cool, but it is real slow. But yeah, my stance here is that it's very, even if these are all impact craters on the moon, that the shapes coming out, even the ejecta, move out in filamentary, sinusoidal wave kind of like tributaries, like lakes, like snakes. These shapes, this wiggle of the universe is inherent in all things. And when we see it in geology, you can really attribute, you can see the electrical nature of geology. So not to get too deep into it, but really good examples here if you want to look into it yourself. There are certainly videos that I recommend. I have playlists in my channel that you can, on my channel that you can go check out, where it's impact versus electric, and some of the links to Thunderbolts Project, Ralph Jurgens' work, Brian J. Ford worked on this. Andy Hall talks about it on Thunderbolts Project. But yeah, it's tough to discuss it with people because a lot of people are like, no way, not going to change my mind at all. But it is fine. What's up, Tala Ansardine? Nice. It's shining, yeah, it's glinting tonight. So many little transient lunar phenomenon. These little hot spots, like little stars along filaments. Sensei Camillo, what's going on? What's up? I got a lot of comments. I see Hollow Moon from Rastaman. Mike Khan says she's a Stargate portal. That would be really cool, really interesting. Do you imagine it to be small, like, you know, human-sized portal, and we're just seeing it like this, or like a giant portal? Like, let's see. Stuart Ridgway says it's an electric filled, bro. These fake stars are from a projection camera. Man, I know that I've heard of that theory, but I definitely don't agree. Liechtenstein, thank you. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Liechtenstein patterns. And you've probably seen these kind of frozen, oh no, Lichtenberg, not Liechtenstein, right? Lichtenberg. But thank you for jogging my memory. Yeah, kind of wavy atmosphere tonight, but super duper crisp. Right here on Tycho Crater. Also an amazing feature, around 80 to 90 kilometers across. You can see all the striations. This one, to me, you know, you could argue this far looks like an impact crater than electric scarification. And it's difficult to argue that, but I do like, I do find the two parallel rays that come off of it at the bottom left corner all the way down. That's like, what, 300-400 kilometers, maybe more. And these rays are very, very interesting in terms of what those are and how they might have been formed. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could go into some of these theories. Mike Kahn says creates its own light. I mean, I think we live in a universe of light. And so everything is a version of resonant light. So to say that the moon creates light, you have to kind of specify, is it like a light bulb? Is it, you know, holographic projection, 3D light in, you know, like we see maybe when they do those tribute lights and they project these lights into the sky and people see those? Or do you mean that the moon actually radiates and generates light that we perceive like the sun? You know, so it gets really deep into those if you want to be nuanced about it. For me, it makes a lot more sense that the moon has a construct of a certain type of mineral construct and metal construct and gas construct that allows it to kind of reflect and store energy from the sun and reflect it down at us. It also reflects the light from Earth, and so it's a combination of Earth light and sunlight that and that combination is what illuminates the moon for us, or at least resonates to the point where our eyes can absorb it or articulate this vision of the moon. NGC, welcome, good to see you. Hey, hey. Hello, spacelings. Yeah, so fun to be back talking to y'all about the moon. I missed doing it, and I almost didn't do it tonight. I was like so busy, and then looked around and the skies were clear. Let's move north a little bit more. So Talal says, I got a theory about moon. It follows as moon is a natural satellite of not only Earth, but every living being. Yeah, I think I would agree to a point, because I think that the sun as well, the sun and the moon really are tied to existence and consciousness very, very deeply. So I would understand that kind of, that postulation. The cooling effect of moonlight. Well, I think that is kind of one of these things where you have to really be specific in terms of what it even means to perceive something as cool or warm. You know, because air currents or electrical currents in the atmosphere create both cool and warm sections. and the way they interact is cool and warm at the same time. And so what's coming from the moon, if you want to, I know the reference where there were all these experiments where people tried to take the temperature under the moonlight and said it was cooler for some reason, and it was cooler, and for some reason that meant that the Earth was flat for some reason. But I don't think it's really like that. I feel like it's possible that moonlight creates cool temperatures at certain points. It's possible that the resonance of the moon actually affects our atmosphere in a certain way that cools it. But I don't know why that would make it so that the shape of the Earth would be different. So that's why I think that the way those two concepts were tied was something that really didn't ever make sense to me, about cold moonlight somehow being proof for the existence of for the proof of the existence of the Illuminati. But I think cooling moonlight, very possible. I also imagine that at certain points the moon might actually create heat pockets because of resonance. So, I hope I didn't miss anyone. I'm trying to read. Moonburn. Cool. Let's play some tunes here. I'm just really enjoying the clarity tonight, and I'm glad we don't have to worry anymore about these connection issues. Solid green. 10 o'clock on a Friday. I'll toast to y'all. Good to see everybody. What do we got? We got Game of Life here, I think. Methinks.
Colors and
Good to see everybody. Let's see. Yeah. Ellie, great to see you. How you doing? Hope you and you have been well, and the cats too. I see Vinny in the chat. What's going on? Great to see you. Thank you. I see Buddy Doggerty in the chat. What's happening, friend? Been a while. I hope you're well. Buddy's got like a visual matrix glasses view of our universe. Absolutely on point. Hope you're still rocking it and your family's good. Yeah, really, this view is just crazy. I'm enjoying it with y'all. This camera's just ridiculous, and the fact that I can stream it for y'all at this level with not even thinking about the connection right now is just crazy. Just such a relief from all all the hundreds of shows I've done. Just looking at the damn OBS upload stream and seeing that go to yellow and red, and just like stressing out every single time from like all the different events. That plus overheating of the camera has just been like such a thing, and both these things don't exist anymore. So technology for the win. Technology for the win. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody in the chat? Miguel, what's going on? Great to see you. If I did I say hi already? Sorry. sorry if I missed anyone. Who else? NGC, I said hello. And I think that's it. Yeah. Cool. So, I don't know, there's a lot to talk about. Let me know if you have any questions for me about science, music, whatnot. I kind of want to play some music, kind of want to talk about Electric Universe. I think maybe a point about self-reflection and, you know, watching Eileen McCusick talk about the human biofield and grow her channel and following, watching Rupert Sheldrake after like 40, 50 years of preaching to this few that would listen to him. Even Terrence McKenna, I don't even think listened to Rupert. And they hung out a lot. But Rupert Sheldrake's still going strong, making videos, telling people about basically the field that we live in, the human consciousness field, and all the different things that go along with that in terms of resonance, in terms of telepathy, telekinesis, consciousness, life in general, coming at it from the perspective of the extended mind versus everything within the skull, within the brain, within the closed off sack of human skin, versus us projecting the mind into space around us and space returning the favor to create a synchronistic, serendipitous, and fruitful relationship with our universe, which also includes destruction, but is really just a beautiful kind of give and take between us and our surroundings. And at every level, at every scale, this is what I believe to be true. So, let's see what's going on in the chat here. Ellie says, I'm hot and sweaty and dirty, but it's all for the good because I'm moving nearby. Thanks for asking. I'm so glad you're here right now so I can take a break and just hang with my space fam. That just warms my heart. Good to see you and all of the space fam tonight. I'm a little bit, a little bit tired, a little bit tipsy. So I know I'm slurring a tiny bit, but trying to get all the things that I have to say. So yeah, the self-reflection was that, yeah, Eileen McCusick doing her videos, Rupert Sheldrake doing his stuff, talking about the morphogenic field, telepathy, field dynamics, consciousness. You got Electric Universe doing their thing. What are they, like 180,000 followers? Eileen McCusick is 15, 20,000 followers. Rupert Sheldrake, maybe 20,000 followers. I've seen some recent stuff. There's this rise of this kind of, I don't want to say it's bro culture, but there is a bit of a bro-y culture to it. I think a lot of it comes from people having grown up or watched people like Joe Rogan and others define what it means to be a radio or public personality like that. So a lot of these shows come from that vantage point. But they are talking about larger topics and interesting things and kind of dissecting the universe a little bit more thoroughly than we have had for a long time, I think. So natural philosophers, astrophysicists that are questioning contemporary cosmology. Now, I don't know how much progress you can make if really the idea is about creating an ongoing question. And I think a big part of kind of celebrity and movies and governance and advertising is to create perpetual motion. So you're constantly trying to figure things out, never actually figuring things out. And so what I found interesting is that electric universe is one of these sciences, these fields, so to speak, where it's a science of revelation and answers. Yes, there's ongoing questions and things to discover, but it really gives you a hefty amount of the actual full answer of things. And if you couple that with some of the Zen teachings, you realize that you're doing a lot of these things to create this reality. Like, we co-create reality with the universe. And then you have to assume personal responsibility, and that's where things become very tricky. But yeah, Ken Wheeler, thanks. Mike Kahn is helping me out a lot tonight, reminding me of so many. But Ken Wheeler, yeah, Theoria Apophysis. I watched so many of his videos. You can see magnetic field, magnetic interaction using those ferro cells. I have one of those, and really when I was first learning about that stuff, not just do you understand the universe better, but it really kind of allows you to derive most everything else from this master theory. Now, this is complicated because I'm trying to talk about a lot of different things at once, but I've said it in the past a lot of times. I'm like, why don't they just? Or people should be, or people have already said it. But then I start to think, I'm like, maybe people haven't really said all these things altogether. You know, maybe it is just Rupert Sheldrake and Eileen McCusick and Thunderbolts Project and TakeBackSpace. And so I get to tell you guys these things, y'all these things, and I feel like I want to get away from this idea that, oh, I'm just kind of regurgitating old ideas, or I'm jumping to conclusions, or I'm doing something that I have to rush through. So I started to realize, I think putting all these theories together, this idea of the human biofield, the idea of the morphogenic field, this idea that we live in bubbles and spheres of consciousness with resonant plasma, and this is how we communicate and perceive things, it's how we store memory, and it works at all sizes, from the smallest point to the largest collection of points. It answers string theory, it answers relativity, it answers consciousness, life, death, existence of God. It doesn't answer it in a way that says, okay, this is the answer ultimately, but it gives you a possible answer. And that's what's so really great about, I think, Electric Universe. It is implied many times in those Thunderbolts Project videos. Wal Thornhill definitely kind of implies this, that really it's this master key revelation once you kind of grasp how this all, the interconnected universe works. So that's a little bit, mostly it's that every single one of each of our struggles is worthwhile. That's what I'm trying to get to. Even the smallest struggle and smallest contribution means something, because you have to, well, I feel like that's what takes us farther. We set a goal and we meet it. We set a goal and we meet it. We send a ping into the field and we meet it. This mutual mass acceleration to a point. All right. Getting into, primer fields. Primer fields or primer fields just shows, not just, it shows a lot of things, but really the structural, the way magnets structure each other, this attraction and repulsion nature of the universe. not only self-organizing, seemingly self-organizing, but organizes two shapes, hexagons, the torus, the hypotrochoid. And I've shown many times that the hypotrochoid really is a pinched tube along a plasma filament. You have these pinches, which are similar to the cymatic patterns that Rupert Sheldrake talks about. These pinched cymatic patterns in 3D space, these are possibly storage units, storage pinches of plasma that store information like memory and smell and vision. We resonate, we send a ping from our brain or our ears into the field around us to ping these little cymatic formations. And these cymatic formations are like stars. They're also like our heart, or they're like, points of energy, hot, intense points of energy, and everything around it kind of radiates and dissipates until it meets the next point of energy doing the same thing. And so the structural nature of those magnets in the Primer Field documentary really just shows this idea that magnets will come as close as they can, but then ultimately organize themselves in packing formations, tight packing formations. And those ball bearings that organize themselves are very much like the stuff I've shown. Like, not only are we seeing it right now on the surface of the moon, if you see at the very top, Sea of Serenity and Sea of Tranquility is a pentagon side by side with a hexagon. And all across the moon, you have these types of shapes. These interlocking hexagons are really, truly at the root of all organized life. Our skin, interlocking hexagons, honeycomb, basalt flats, craters, the chains of everything. And the hexagon is a formation out of a point of radial energy emanating into a field and meeting other radial energies and forming boundary layers, and those boundary layers ultimately pack into hexagonal shapes. And it answers a ton of questions all at once. I feel like, again, I've never really gone to school for any of this stuff, not peer-reviewed, not a scientist, so to speak, in the traditional sense, but it makes a lot more sense than saying we can never understand. It also makes a lot more sense than ending a documentary with, wow, that's coincidental, that's funny, but we'll never know the answer to that. And so I feel like having some sort of answer to why hexagonal packing, what gravity actually is magnetically, where consciousness exists and how we are conscious at all, even that specific point about how we're conscious. I was listening to Rupert Sheldrake talk to his guy, I forgot the guy's name, but he has these dialogues, Vernon, I think, Mark Vernon. So he and Mark Vernon talk all the time, and I've heard him discuss consciousness, and I've heard other people discuss consciousness, and it always seems like this thing where there's absolutely no mention of the fact that the brain sends a signal into the field around the body. The field around the body is actually real. It's like real plasma. It's real, basically organized plasma. And it's very thin, and we can't see it with the naked eye. But some people do. You see these when you trip or when you have outer body experiences. We do see the layers of plasma around the body. When you rub your eyes, you see hexagonal formations, golden hexagonal interlocking formations. So the fields around the human body and all things, right? If they're around the human body, then they're around all points. They're around all planets. They're around all groups of people, right? That's how you feel a room. That's how the earth remembers what shape it is. How does the earth even remember how to be the earth? The earth is a resonant plasma, right? So you have these very interesting dynamics between node, the nucleus and the shells. And we know this from atomic theory. I mean, the issue really comes down to the fact that quantum mechanics won't reconcile with general relativity or special relativity because of culture, not because of science. The science clearly says that both of these things are correct in their own way. Things are relative. From our perspective, everything revolves around us, but the mind is able to perceive that other people also feel like their world revolves around them. So not only are we spatially aware of our own consciousness, but we're spatially aware of other people's consciousness. And similarly, with the microphone or the table or an ant, we're aware of their consciousness in a completely relativistic way. I mean, it's very oversimplified Einsteinian thinking, but that's essentially what he was writing about. Now, what he absconded with was the idea that there was an actual medium, a field, between objects or things. Quantum mechanics says there is this field, and things interact and go in and out of the field and turn into smaller versions of the field, but they definitely talk about the field. And really, the world is, our universe is likely field physics, field geometry, real fields. When we die, the fields compress, expand, pop, just like when an apple grows from a point to a full mature apple and then rots. So the life and death cycle is very natural. So destruction is natural, evil is natural, anger is natural, artificial intelligence is natural occurrence and process. And then you have the counterbalance to that, all kindness, love, just wonderful things are also necessary and part of this natural process, this kind of give and take between things, between the field, the self and the other, the field and the central plasma pinch, right? And then we have the chakras, right? The chakras are basically 7 plasma pinches in the form of, you could say the stomach has a brain, we have a brain, your throat chakra has a brain. So we have a sequence of brains along the plasma filament that goes through our spinal column. Each of these points has its own kind of world and its own existence and its own thinking. So this idea behind these plasma knots, filaments, connected universe, field geometry, field consciousness, very simple once you actually state it out loud. But it's fascinating to me how people who are dancing around this topic, and I don't think it's nefarious at all, like Eileen McCusick obviously believes this. She understands the human biofield, and more people are understanding it. And Rupert Sheldrake obviously believes this and really thinks it's a viable answer for telepathy. But I think it goes even, and I know I'm rambling a lot here, but I'm not rambling, I'm just talking a lot, but talking to myself and all of y'all. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Gathica, the Sea Eagle, what's happening? And Jedi Princess, what's up? Great to see you. Shout outs New York City. Sorry, I know you got in a little while ago. I've just been rambling over here. Wasn't looking at the screen. The last one, Liz says, so then lightning, thunder, an expression of creative destructive force. Absolutely. Human digestion is a destructive force. No matter what you eat, we eat stuff that we basically have to consume other biological matter in order to survive at every level. Things are happening constantly. That is destruction in some form or another. Let's see. It's all atum. What I like is it's funny because I don't know if all is atum. It sounds very poetic, but it's funny that atum in Arabic is darkness or night, or atum, or darkness. But in a way, like dark matter, dark energy, the majority of field and space, we could perceive as dark, or as in dark mode, plasma. So it's still there though, connected, like filamentary action, but the stuff that's in glow mode is the stuff that we see. The very faint connections between stars, all the stars themselves are pinches of plasma. We see humans were pinches of plasma that are very tightly bound, very tightly wound. So we see each other. But he says, thunder is nutrients. Right, we're getting fed electrical energy in all sorts of forms, right? Because not only is it is alchemy happening constantly, and alchemy I think is really interesting because there's this whole idea of the philosopher's stone and the idea of turning lead into gold, and all these kind of mythological stories about alchemy. But then there's the philosophical and mind alchemy, this challenge of the soul to discover the self. But then I think really much more so in the physical world, you have alchemy happening, proven by Sapphire Project and probably others. But the fact that, you know, resonance and voltage can transmogrify elements into different things, right? And raise the vibration, so to speak, of a hydrogen atom and raise it to a different vibrational frequency and turn that atom into something else. I think it's very possible. I don't know it for sure, but it makes sense if you really think about that. Then the entire periodic table. This is something that I kind of, I don't know, I stumbled across late one night. I definitely mentioned it on the channel years ago, but it was called An Artist's Perception of the Universe, or something like an artist's, I forget what it is. I'm probably not, it's not a fair thing to quote it and not reference it, but I'll find it. An Artist's Perception of the Universe, I think it was. But anyway, his idea was that we exist at the central frame of reference, and the entire periodic table emanates from the center of this Z-pinch along these magnetic field lines, and as they emanate outwards, they turn into all the different elements of the periodic table. And so essentially they're all the same stuff resonating at different frequencies. That would absolutely be a very viable answer, as opposed to, oh my God, new elements discovered. Oh, so mystical. We don't know where they're from, and some are fake, and some are noble. And so, you know, this kind of pompous science language really makes you distracted. But when you really consider the idea of everything kind of coming from one substance, resonating at different frequencies and forming all that we see, it makes a lot more sense, a lot clearer. Was there a flash on the moon? I don't know. I was not paying attention. I was looking over here. Sue Hill, what's happening? Love the info. You're welcome. I'm glad. All right, let me take a little break here. Put a song or two for my peeps. And what did you ask for before? We said Game of Life. I did that one. I know Hurricane somewhere. Let's do Hurricane. Friday night. I keep forgetting that it's Friday, but it's awesome that it's Friday. And this moon looks amazing. It's crazy that it's the full moon today, but it's the worm moon, the warm moon. Yeah, it's already waning. You can see at the very top it looks a little soft, right above Mare Crisium. That's due to the fact that it's already at like 99% waning full moon, but doesn't stop us tonight from enjoying this together. Play Perplex. Look at NGC knowing all the deep cuts, all them deep cuts. I really want to finish all these songs too. I'm like shedding a little tear, but I've been so busy. It's all good. That's how it is. That's how it is sometimes. Buddy says something great though too. Matter is not created, it is emergent and organized. And I think that's a great point. I mean, I feel like, but I do believe that the echoes or the imprints around in the field around us is where memory is stored. So we're carrying, you know, the great Akashic record, if you will, but these layers of plasma store information like we have on hard drives or in the cloud. So I do think that we retain the energy. So there is this kind of retention of energy as well as emergent. What did you say? Matter? Yeah, emergent. Matter is emergent. That's true, but it is in a way. It kind of, I feel it's like an additive effect of the previous plasma layer. So the layer, or not only the previous one, but all previous layers of that source and its surroundings affect the next layer to emerge. BN Alive says brother and sister song. I actually played Strut a little earlier, kind of on it was the second track. But yeah, let me stretch here, gotta refresh this drink and play some Perplex. Back in a couple. double shadow that bird. It's always so weird when you see those things cross in front of the lens between us and the moon, and you're like, wait, like how big is that? Why does it look that way? How come it looks like it? Oh, my guitar is so low. What's going on? Maybe I didn't put it on. There we go. I haven't played in so long. I haven't played in so long. I haven't played. No, no, no. Haven't played. Haven't played. Haven't played in so long. Okay. It was true burbage, not too verbose. All right. got an electric blood. Don't give me up. I showed her her picture. We got a cold, cold heart. Don't give it up. Little sister, I got an electric blood. Don't give me up. Don't give me up. Got a hot, cold soul. She got a cold, cold soul. Don't let it up. She got a cold, cold soul. Don't let it up. Don't let it up. Don't let it. Don't let it. Don't let it. Don't let it up. All right, all right. I haven't played that one in a while. Video's crisp. Thank you, thank you. Feeling good. Plain truth. What's happening? Time lapse in the Lunar. That's pretty awesome. Can I do rocket drift? Okay. Let's see. Where is that one? Dare I search? There we go. Rocket drift, you let me share your armor. Left here with this baby for my old father. Just inseparable like motion and desire. All our scars are really faded to retire. Just believe, soul endless, traveling. I tell you, just believe, soul endless, traveling. As the pause on, oh man, is that right? No. It's the pause on the electric solar sphere. My indescriptions of what life was near. And then you were gone, I was reflected lights. And you was erased from time. No way as weird as mine. No way, just believe. Soul endless, traveling. You know that, but just believe. Soul endless, traveling. Traveling, just believe. Soul endless, traveling. Traveling. Picked up another call. My mountains across my head. I know it just plays a part. I know it's supposed to win. Simply the name we call. Send me the mother tree. You gotta believe me when I say that we've been here again. You gotta believe me when I say that we'll be here again. And to tell you the truth, I know we'll be here again. Oh. All right. Okay. Alright, just adjusting this a little bit. Thank you, NGC. I appreciate that. A little bit straining tonight. Just feel like it's a tiny bit out of my reach, but it's just because I'm definitely out of practice. Let's keep going with some of those. Thank you.
Says yourself wrong. What you give if you could synthesize your every pain? I think it grows in heavy soils and trickles down the hemispheres into machines. Collective virus, the machine. Collective virus. Oh my love, I made no statement when you arrived. No others would do or what dreamers buy. Your love is misshapen. Thank me for your crown. I know it's up to you. Point me up into, and if it was your mythic correction, I know you're distracting me from this truth we held in false last night. I love geometry really. The music blazes, get high up in space, man. Fever of love, believing in something. The music blazes, get high up in space, man. Receiving your love, believing in nothing. The machine, collective virus, the machine, the machine, the machine.
Yeah, we got some lunar drift. I thought I fixed it, but software might need to be updated yet again. Alright, what else we got? Let's try this one.
Left to say on the edge of the shores, another. Say yes to the night, smell like the city. Here, your love was the only sacred way. Oh, deep down in the slumber. Sleep now in the slumber. Dream now in this jungle. What I feel been so long, no matter the deal. Dying and watching, open how you feel. Yeah, oh, to the light was burned by depression. Oh, to the night and all those simple names. Our love, and no one's so pretty. Here we'll soon find those sacred fields. Come on now, sleep down, deep down in this jungle. Sleep now, this slumber. Dream now, this jungle. What I see, we have been so long now, no matter the dream. Flying and watching, oh friend, how you feel. of time. Wait for you at the end of the line. Wait for you at the proof of time. Wait for you at the edge of the line. Oh, dream now, sleep now. Oh, sleep now, dream now, sleep now. We've lived so long, and no matter the deal, sighing and watching, I'm so out of key. All right, it's Friday. What's up, Dr. Ayad Hassan Kamel? What's going on? All right. These songs are hard. I write complicated things to sing. Waiting for you at the edge of the timeline. You got it. Whew. Also, I layer the vocals, so I'm like, oh, let me do that part, and that part, also and that part. All right, one more. Take a little break here. I got these marijuana blues. It feels like smoke. It's my only pleasure. And I ruined the chord progression. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Always play the chords first. Know your verse. Oh yeah. Get through the changes. Come on. Don't get sloppy. I got these marijuana blues. It feels like smoke. It's my only pleasure. Together, I love you forever, but you're killing me. This is marijuana blues, so I need you. Every night I want to feel you. In the morning so cold, I believe you. Oh, Mary Jane, it's so plain. Marijuana blues. Don't let her fool you. She done fooled me and took me to the place it'll do me. And Mary Jane, just obey. Myself ain't to blame. I need to feel right. Don't let this go by. I wanna feel like the skies and the rain. I need to feel like. So I'm so out of time. Let me try it. 1, 3, 4. I wanna feel like the skies and the rain. I need to be nice. Now lay me to shame. I wanna feel right. This party, oh, come on. Like the salt of the earth we play. Someday we'll be better. Someday we'll be better. Like the salt of the earth we play. Someday we'll do better. Someday we'll do better. Like the salt of the earth we play. Oh, someday we'll be better. Oh yeah.
wanna play not so sloppy. Alright, little break here. Cyber Silly, what's happening? What's happening? Whew. Alright, let me stretch here. Play something. Play y'all something. Talk some more. Yeah. Back with you.
Can you feel like the way I can feel? I can feel. I can feel like the waves. I can feel. I can feel. I can feel.
So I just noticed the video actually froze. I don't know, sometimes that happens with the streaming software. I think you can still hear me. I'm gonna have to basically stop OBS for a second, stop streaming. It's gonna basically stop, it'll go black for a minute. But bear with me, I'll be right back. It's not a connection issue, it's just gotta reboot. So stay tuned.
me together, wrapped around my head instead. I felt you on the surface of the moon. They said I'm dead until you know my dream, as none of us will always be waiting for them to wake up.
Hey y'all, so that sucks. Not really sure what's going on with the camera and the streaming. So that's how it goes sometimes. I know it's going to be a black screen for a moment, but I'll chat with y'all for a couple more minutes and then I'll call it a night and try and stream again tomorrow. It's been a fun one. Got to play a few songs. We got a beautiful shot of our full moon tonight, so I didn't miss out too much. I want to say thanks to my space fam for sticking around with me. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe just take it as a sign to go chill and finish up the rest of the night, have a relaxed night. 11:11 on the clock. Yeah, so check out all the stuff I was talking about if you're interested. If you haven't already, I know a lot of you already have. Thanks for the wonderful comments, and I really appreciate your presence. Miguel, Take It Easy, Ellie Win, Ayat Hassan Camo, Talal, NGC, Miguel, Cyber Sully. I know Ryan was here. Jedi Princess, Aram Vorax, Mike Khan, Mick Khan, Gathica, Buddy Dougherty was here. Love it. Great to see you, Buddy. Genghis, Rockstar, Rastaman, and hope I didn't miss anybody. Debbie Carson, hell yeah. Benny as well. And Stewart, I know a couple of other people too. I can't scroll for faster, master. Yeah. But anyway, everyone have a great rest of your night. I will definitely try and catch you all tomorrow or the day after, or the same stream. We'll play some more tunes. I'll hit more notes and play in better time. Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody. You have a great rest of your night.